Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Healthy Business Podcast. And I'm going to be sharing with you 4 secrets on how you can attract and magnetize your dream clients. Because when we're in our businesses, we want to be selling right now. And what I see way too often is that people are pushing and pushing and pushing their services and their products because they want their sales. So I want to bust some myths and I want to share some secrets on what you actually should be doing to bring in your dream clients and attract the right people to be buying your products and services. Now, right now is a perfect time for you to be supercharging your sales. People are in the buying mindset. Things are selling, and especially high ticket, regardless of what you might be hearing in the media, regardless of what you might be hearing about the financial situation. High ticket items, luxury level, will be selling. They are less price sensitive and people are buying the results. One of the things that we see is that people, from a business perspective, they often think that they are selling their product or their service. I really want to share these 4 secrets with you because I want you to reframe how you are actually selling so that you can move into that alignment. You can feel that joy, feel that ease when it comes to selling. So the first secret I want to share with you is that people are not buying your product or your program or your service or your time. They are buying a result. So if you're not putting offers out there, you're actually doing a disservice to all of those people who need you right now, because those people need access to what you can help them with. So if you are not putting out the things that you actually have that can help people, then you are doing that disservice to them because they don't know that you're there. So remembering also that these people, they need you more than you need them. You are the expert in what you do. You have the solution to their problem. So they actually need what you have. So thinking about that reframe, thinking about your thoughts around selling, you are serving these people. And that means that you need to be able to sell the solution to their problem, not sell your product or your service. So think about the so what question. If someone's looking at your product and service and considering whether to buy it, why do they want it? What are the benefits to them? This isn't about the features of your product or your service. This is about the benefits. This is about the transformation, the results that they are looking to create. And one of the things that I see people do so often is that they push, especially in times of scarcity. They are pushing and pushing and pushing their sales. And that actually means that we're pushing people away because nobody likes to be sold at all the time, right? So you want to lead with value. You want to serve people. You want to flip this sales mentality into serving. And I appreciate that that can be a hard thing to do, especially if you are looking to bring money in and you're feeling that scarcity mindset. But lead with value and serve, because I can absolutely promise you, you will attract your dream clients. I also want to talk about a little bit of language shifts here as well, because this can help you become so much more powerful when you're thinking about serving. So think about the language that you're using, especially within your marketing content, or when you, even from an online perspective, even when you're talking to people and having conversations with them. When someone signs up to work with you or pays for you, do you say thank you? Now, this is one of the things that we're taught from a really young age, isn't it? We're taught to have our pleasers and our thank yous, right from childhood. What I want you to reconsider is that thank you sounds like a needy response. I want you to move into that higher level, that expertise, that language shift, and move that thank you into congratulations. We've just spoken about the fact that these people need you more than you need them. So actually, we want to move that power into them, right? We want to move it into them having their up level. You're congratulating them on their purchase. You're congratulating on moving them to the next level. So remember that energy, remember that exciting and that feeling that you want to create for them, because this isn't about you being needy. So you don't want to thank them. You want them to feel that excitement, feel that energy about investing in themselves. So it's about congratulations rather than thank you. The second part around language shifts I want you to consider is price versus investment. So this is not about a cost. This is about an investment, a return on investment. Again, it's a different energy. It's a different feeling, because when we talk about someone investing in themselves, they're thinking about more from that result, that transformation that they can create, and more from a long term. When it becomes about a price or a cost, it becomes much more of a transaction. It becomes short term. Now, these people don't necessarily want to have a short term change. They're looking for that result, remember. And the third language shift I want you to consider is please, a little bit similar to thank you. So we remember that we are not in that needy space. We're not begging them to take action and buying from you. This is about inviting them to take the next step to invest in themselves. Similar from a freebie perspective, I want you to think about shifting that language from please into an invitation. And I see so many people do this, but it really does create a different energy because you're actually making it much more of an empowerment decision. And you are also stepping into that role of serving and not selling. I would love to know what comes up for you on this as well. So send me a message on Instagram at Sarah Cook Coaching. It's one of those big kind of shifts and something that I shared in my Supercharge Your Sales Challenge in my Facebook group earlier this week. And it really brought some light bulb moments for people. It really triggered people in a certain way because we want to step into this level of authority. You are the expert. And if you're wanting to attract your dream client, remember those people are proactive. They are empowered. So we need to step into that and we need to reflect that within our language and our energy as well. So the second secret I want you to think about is love what you're offering. Now, we want to make sure that the products and the services that you're putting out there, that you feel aligned to them, that you love it when you're talking to someone about them, when you're selling it in the same way. And again, I see so many people putting things out there because they feel like they should be doing it. Consider Black Friday that we've just had. Maybe you put an offer out there because you felt like you should do, but you hadn't planned it or you hadn't got the strategy behind it, or you just didn't really love it that much. And then you didn't get the sales that you hoped would come through. Now, that's because you need to love what you're offering. And if you don't feel that energy, if you don't feel that alignment, that comes across when you're writing your content. So we want to make sure that we love everything that we're putting out there. And we want to make sure that the energy is right as well. So really being honest with ourselves and doing a bit of a sense check of everything that you have within your product suite. Do you love everything that you have available? And if you don't, I want you to consider how you can change that. You don't have to offer the same things that you were offering 5 years ago, or even last year, even the beginning of this year. As you grow, your goals are going to grow. What fulfills you is going to change, and what you enjoy may change as well. I loved running my membership until I didn't love it anymore. And that's okay, because being the CEO of your business allows you to make those changes. But if you're not in love with the products and services that you have available to offer, you're not going to attract your dream clients. So my third secret is your authority. Be that authority and decide what is the best offer for your dream client. You are the expert, and as that expert, you need to be the one who advises what these people need. They're feeling overwhelmed. They're in this stuck and struggling place, and they don't know what they need, but you do know what they need, and you need to tell them what they need. So thinking about yourself as a doctor, right? Like if you go to the doctor because you're not feeling very well or something's happened, you trust their recommendation for the course of action that they're suggesting. And you go to them, you follow that prescription advice, you follow that recommendation. And I want you to do the same with your audience. I want you to do that with confidence and certainty. Because here's the thing, your ideal client wants to be heard. They want to be understood. So if you're offering them a whole load of different things and giving them the opportunity to choose which one they think is best, that leads to confusion. And a confused mind is never going to buy from you. Or if they do buy from you, they're going to go for the lowest price to test the water with you. They'll think that they'll try that, see what results they get, and work their way up from there. Now, we know that quite often a lower level offer is not going to get them the results that they're really looking for. So I want you to step into that authority space. I want you to be that diagnoser, that doctor, because you know what they need, and you need to share with them what you would recommend for them based on the conversations that you've been having, based on the problems that they have. And I want you to be so excited by what you're offering them and share with them that. Share that you've heard their problem, that you understand it, and this is what is going to help them and why. And you can do that in so many ways. This doesn't have to be a physical conversation or an online conversation. This could be within your marketing content as well. Share that understanding, share that empathy. And talking about content, my secret for the fourth secret is for you to be polarizing, for you to talk to the emotion, to have targeted content that really speaks to your ideal clients. And this is about you stepping into that authority. This also means that you need to decide that you're actually not available for low-level people, those freebie hunters, the time wasters. You want to sell with soul. You want to feel that alignment. You want to love what you're doing, but talk to your dream clients, not to everybody. So by doing this, you want to make sure that you are using targeted content, that you are polarizing in your messaging. Now, I don't mean that you need to be polarizing in an unkind way. This is about being super specific so that your dream client reads your content, listens to your content, and recognizes themselves in that. So we don't want you to be vanilla, because that means you're not going to talk to anyone. You are absolutely not available for everybody, and that is okay. You don't want to be for everyone. And you, to do that, need to stop pleasing everybody. And that means you need to have that polarizing content. Now, most people do think the opposite. And I speak to so many people that think, well, if I speak to everybody, then I'm going to increase my chance of selling my products, my services, that people are going to work with me. I'm going to be able to help everybody. But actually, that's the opposite. Because if you're trying to speak to everybody, your messaging is bland, it's generic, it's actually not going to speak to anybody. So because I want to really help you guys and support you guys in this, I want you to reflect on your content. Have a look back through your previous content or your social media grids and look to see whether you are being specific in your content. Are you really talking to the problem areas that your ideal client, your dream client, that will pay high level for you without questioning, because they value what you are offering and they want that result, the transformation that you can offer them? Go back through your content and sense check. Are you speaking to everybody, or are you actually being targeted? Because if you are talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody. And actually, you want quality clients. You don't necessarily need quantity clients, especially if you're selling high ticket. Now, for me, as I've evolved over the years, I know exactly who I want to work with, but that's changed over the years, and that's okay too. And for me, it is about looking at not necessarily the traditional way of doing an ideal client avatar. It could actually be looking at more than just their age or demographics or what industry they're working in. Of course, that's one way of doing it. But actually, because we want to touch the emotion, because we want to get under the skin of your ideal clients, you want to think about their values, their attitudes, thinking about how they do things, what keeps them up at night, what their real pain points are, their dreams, their desires. Because when you create content in this way, it also means that you're elevating your authority, because you get known for something. And in turn, that means that you are going to get more inquiries, you're going to have more sales, you're going to have more collaborations. Your marketing works better for you because people know what to recommend you for. You're going to get more guest expert opportunities, maybe more referrals. All of that enables you to really supercharge your sales. So if you're so broad or vanilla that people don't know what to bring you in for, or people don't know what to recommend you for, you're going to stay in that hustle mentality, that hustle mode where you feel like you're having to go out and push your sales and your products and services. So we want to flip that. We want to attract people. We really want you to be in that position of authority. The other thing that authority allows you to do is to charge more premium prices. So really leaning into this, really thinking about the promise, the transformation that helps your dream client, and speak directly to them. So some examples for you. I have a nutritionist client who I've been working with, and originally she was charging £97 for a session, a single 1-hour session. We created a signature program so that she could help women specifically with their hormones. And that meant that we could triple her price because she'd niched down, but she also then became fully booked so quickly. So it's absolutely possible. Similarly, from me, when I was selling my products as individual items, I then created gift boxes, self-care kits, bundling those products together, but also gave them a specific name that was targeted to different stages, different emotional connections. So this was back when I was a holistic health therapist, and I created some products that I knew would help my clients. And it took them through sort of pregnancy journey all the way through to post-pregnancy. And I created different gifts, different actual sets that bundled up products rather than selling them individually. So I had a mama to be set, which was specifically for pregnant ladies. I had a mama and baby twinning set. I also had another set, which was about getting their glow back. So really understanding the words that they were using. But essentially, it was the same products that I was selling anyway, but I would package them differently because they were talking to what that individual actually wanted. It connected to them emotionally. And that's what we're looking to do here. Another client of mine, she's a therapist, and rather than just offering standard treatments, she's got really specific in how she wants to support high achieving women who are juggling lots of things. And not only has this led to her having additional revenue stream opportunities, but her content can now speak directly to that woman. And in turn, she's gone from consistent 1,000 to 2,000K months to having 5,000 plus months on a consistent basis. So really, really thinking about this. And there's an amazing stat that actually 80% of purchases are bought based on emotion. So we need to touch their hearts. We need to get under the skin of your audience. Think about when you're in a supermarket. Let's take an everyday example. So when you're in a supermarket, and I share this example in my book, Healthy You, Wealthy Business, but it's a brilliant one because it really gets us to consider the psychology of why we buy things. So think about that jam aisle or any aisle within a supermarket, but I'll use strawberry jam as an example because it's my go-to. But think about that strawberry jam. They're all in different shaped jars. They all have different colored labels. The font on the label is different. Some of them have, you can see the strawberry seeds in them. Others are, you can't see inside the jar at all. But there is a reason that you pick up that jam versus the one next to it. And that is the emotional connection that you have to it. There's no logic. It's based on the emotion. It's thinking about your desires, your values, what that emotional connection. So 80% of purchases are bought based on emotion. And that is why we need to touch your audience's hearts. You want to give them hope. You want to inspire them. You want to be that expert, that voice of authority, because they need to trust you to help them get the results that they're looking for. So really, really getting super clear on your ideal client allows you to do this. You want to touch their hearts. You want to really connect with your ideal client to be able to supercharge your sales. And I can absolutely promise you that if you look at all of these different things, if you shift your language slightly, if you get into that serving space, getting into that authority space, those sales are going to come so fast to you that you are not going to know what to do with them. But actually, that gives you that confidence ending the year strong, because I want you to enjoy Christmas. I want you to take some time out with your families to have that recharge. It's so important. But if we end the year where we're worried about sales or we're worried about how we're going to start next year, then you're going to not be able to take that time off in the way that you want to and enjoy that space with your families. So look at this from a content perspective. If you need support on this, drop me a message with the word sales. So send me a message on Instagram at Sarah Cook Coaching or on Facebook and drop me a message with the word sales. And I can absolutely help you in making those tweaks, making those shifts, have a look at your content and really suggest some examples on how we can get you into bringing those sales in with ease. So 4 secrets there on how you can supercharge your sales without the hustle. I'm not about the hustle. I'm about simple strategies and the secrets behind things that you can really do things with absolute joy and ease. I hope today's episode has been super useful. It's given you a few light bulb moments and really got you thinking about how you can attract your dream clients. I will see you on the next episode.